All right. Yes.
The long awaited. Finally, it's time. Hey, Dakota. You going out in a bit, but you're gonna keep the stream open like a good mod? Yo, Samimimiman, Demimimian. Thanks. Good to see you, man. Uh, Canon playthrough. I think we're gonna go for Canon playthrough. Um, quickly just pull something up. Alright, one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on all the fucking audio and shit. Okay. Okay, so I have everything set up. removed, and you'll have to complete this new canon before you can continue quests that follow this. Hell yeah. Start the quest anew, bitch. Yeah, start the quest anew. Truly now his glory will be revealed. He told me that he couldn't bear to look at your face without punching it again. You really should not anger such a magnificent person, Radaku. Anger him? After all he's done, I would do more than just anger him. If you win Sliske's game, then I'm sure you'll get to do whatever you want. So what now? Well, my most charming and handsome master believes you've been a little too chummy with all the gods. He, in his limitless wisdom, says that it is time you picked a side. He wants you to go and speak to the gods, each of whom is now here on Gielinor. Give each of them their invitations and remind them that the game is on. You can side with one if you like, or just hand out these leaflets and head on back to me. I just declare my allegiance now? Oh no, you have to tell them to their face. That way it's far more amusing when you betray them. Saradomin, I believe, has walled himself up with his knives, blah 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 blah. Very good, hurry along. Alright, so... we have to go tell Icthlorin and Death. Speak to Death about Sliske's endgame. What's up, bitches? This is reckless, Icthlorin. You do not have the power of the other gods. They could destroy you. They could try. Do you have such little faith in me? In you I have the greatest faith. It is in them that my faith wavers. They cannot be trusted. They will show no mercy. And I would not seek it. But come, there is another time for this argument. We have a guest. Was I interrupting something? Nothing you should concern yourself about, my friend. Death is just concerned for me. He worries that I will not return from Sliske's game, but I must go regardless. It was I that brought Sliske to Gielinor, a mistake that I must do everything I can to correct. Sliske gave me this invitation for you, Icthlorin. What mockery is this? He scented it with Nomad's vile stink. He baits me with reminders of my failure. Does he think of me as another one of his puppets? If he thinks I am so easy to manipulate, he is sorely mistaken. Sliske expects me to play into his game, like the other gods, to charge desperately for the stone. But what use would I really have for the stone? I am not like the other gods. I do not act for want of power. I have no ideology to push or agenda to promote. I am the guardian of the underworld, and that is my solemn duty. I should turn away from this game altogether, yet my duty binds me otherwise, for what harm the other gods could do to the underworld with the stone. Or how many would I be forced to ferry across should the inevitable war break out? So I must take part in these games, but I shall not do so in my name. I shall do it in yours. In all we have been through together, I trust you to fight for the best outcome, and I shall trust your judgment. I'm honored. What else are friends for? Now go. Complete whatever menial tasks Sliske has set you. When the time comes, know that I'm with you. Death is so fucking cool, dude. Holy shit. They need to release an outfit for him. He doesn't even have feet. Wait a minute. Having trouble, can't see. I'm sorry, Ash. It'll get better. Alright, so next we go to Falador Castle. I refuse to look at Void because I suspect he's wearing the reward. On you know what? Skybox filters, Eclipse. There we go. Get us in the mood for the end game. No, don't kill that guard, please. Thank you. Hey, Baradoman. Greetings, World Guardian. What is this? Sliske wanted you to have this. It's a formal reminder that the game will begin at the eclipse. And he has made you his messenger? I have heard of what he did to you, how he beat you. To add such further insult, you must really hate him. Yes, I really do. Good, you will need that hatred, I imagine. What lies ahead will not be easy. Keep your wits about you. Your plans. Forgive me, Radaku, but there have been times where our goals have not always perfectly aligned. Why should I divulge my stratagems to you now? So that I can stand against you. Then we have nothing further to discuss. I will not reveal my plans, nor will I allow you to stand in the way of them. As we stand apart, I will offer you no insight into my designs. Shit. Can I ask you about Zeros? Ah yes, the Empty Lord. The Lord of the Empty Throne who ruled his empire from the shadows. Another god whose lethargy was stronger than his leadership skills. He ruled from seclusion, letting his own people do the work for him. No wonder he was betrayed. He would have you believe he is a guide rather than a monarch, but he lacks the conviction to truly lead. True leadership is sacrifice, a willingness to give yourself fully to guiding your people. Zeros is our only hope. You think so? Who told you this, Was it the Empty Lord himself, perhaps? Perchance? Or one of his sycophants? I would expect more from the World Guardian. You are a role model, an inspiration to some. I would counsel you to use more common sense. Zeros has an agenda, just as we all do. Yeah, but I know his fucking agenda. Sliske. Sliske is a dangerous creature, perhaps even more so than Zamorak. Both seek chaos, but at least one seeks chaos for a purpose. Sliske just wants to see the world aflame, with all hope and purpose cast to the inferno for his amusement. That such a lunatic could possess the stone is concerning. That such a lunatic has chosen not to ascend, perhaps more worrying still. If he craved power, I could understand. If he craved a nihilistic end to existence, I could perhaps begin to understand that. But Sliske's motivations appear incomprehensible, and that concerns me greatly. Armadyl. Armadyl showed great promise when I first encountered him, a willingness to learn and a drive for justice that appealed to my own. Hey, Lana. Chaos with a purpose? Yeah, that's Zamorak's philosophy. Strength through chaos. Chaos that unites people and helps them get stronger. He was a young deity, but not a rival, and I saw wisdom in taking him under my wing, if you'll pardon the pun. During the conflict with the vile Zamorak, Armadyl counseled a temporary alliance with ourselves and the warmongering Bandos. A wise move, for Zamorak was the more immediate threat. Sadly, that alliance would not last. Old rivalries proved more important than reason. Armadil's people would perhaps suffer the most from the conflict that followed. That's not chaos then now, is it? I know Armadyl holds me in some way responsible. I suspect he's unwilling to recognize his own fault in this. Still, I would be willing to accept vassalage of Armadyl and his people. They are a noble species, and I believe they would benefit from my tutelage. Oh, it's Saren. Saren thinks of herself as a good, kind deity, but she's a fraud. She enslaved her people, and she refuses to help anyone beyond her precious elves. Damn! A benevolent god would seek to protect all people, not just a subset. What alternative is there? Understand, I do not say this out of arrogance. I have lived millennia, and in that time I have seen countless governments rise and fall. That chaos means change the purpose. That sounds better. That said, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make all the changes he brings purposeful. Or even something that would encourage strength to flourish. Zamorak is a bitch. Lana with the facts. There is a pattern to the ascendance and collapse of civilization. A cycle of tragedy. I have the knowledge to break this cycle, and most importantly, the will to lead everyone forward. Is it wrong to use this knowledge? Gielinor and other worlds would be brought to a new future, a utopia. Other gods can claim this, but only I have the experience necessary to make it happen. I have walked many worlds and interacted with numerous deities, yet none I find quite as deplorable as the usurper Zamorak. Even his divine nature is brought about by the betrayal of one he claimed to serve, the theft of another's essence. He preaches a creed of strength through chaos, spreading the lie that his acts of wanton cruelty are really lessons that help us grow. Why must people die for us to learn how to defend them? Could he not simply teach them? Offer the people ways to improve themselves, spread his meager knowledge to better them? Ooh, meager knowledge? You won an arm wrestle with them once? She's playing the Division. Yeah, tell Sam to quit being a bitch. She used to be one of the OGs of this stream. Now she's never here. No, instead he sends demons to raid their villages. He tricks learned mages into dabbling with forbidden magics. Then Zamorak watches as people die in suffering and agony. How do you teach your kids about pain? Do you shoot them in the arm? Where's the strength in that? Where's the wisdom? It's the psychotic indulgence of a monster, not the acts of a god. You've killed people, though. Yes, I have taken lives in my time. I won't deny that, but I've always done so with purpose, with the greater good in mind. So has Zamorak, you fucking reet! Look at how big of a shitlord this is. I have fought wars because there are some who understand no other discussion. Without the clash of sword and shield, they cannot hear reason. It's silence to them. I have committed acts that some would call cruel, but they are a woeful necessity. What about Guthix's people, you fucking wank? Once I was forced to take the wings of an Icene, to tear them from her back and leave her to the mercy of winter. You weren't forced to do that. We were heading into a time of war against an aggressor native to New Domina. I had been forced to militarize the noble Icene. The Icene are a powerful race, but still mortal, and their numbers comparatively few. I needed each of them to stand up and join the fight, lest they would all suffer. But one refused. She cried out that the conflict would solve nothing. She proclaimed that all Icene should lay down their spears and embrace a peaceful approach. Her words were enticing. I wanted to follow them myself. I would have loved little more than for conflict to end and peace to flourish. But I knew better. I knew inaction would lead to the destruction of my people. So you tried to kill her. Saradomin's kind of an idiot who pretends to be philosophical. Yeah. I had to show the Icene what they faced if they did not fight. I had to show them how the enemy would show no mercy, just as I had to show no mercy. I will not forget that feeling, the horrible stretching sensation followed by that terrible sudden snap, feathers and tendons falling around me like some horrible snowstorm. It was cruel, but I had no choice. The act reminded the Icene why they were fighting, what they were fighting, and it reminded them that everyone must do their duty. No, it made them afraid of you, bitch. A moment of cruelty for decades of prosperity, a fair if unsightly trade. It's not how Garlandia tells it. No, I imagine not. She will see only the barbarism and the cruelty, but the lesson was ultimately not for her. Alright, what about Virago? And you would expect me to say what about this hulking monstrosity? Should I be in awe? Should I cower in fear? I have wandered worlds long before the first footprints pressed into Gielinor. In that time I've witnessed wonders and nightmares that make this Virago pale in comparison. I'm not sure why Sliske invited him, but his presence changes little. Okay, Icthlerin. He serves a noble purpose. I can respect that. If he sticks to his duty, I will have no qualms with him. They're all flawed since gods in the Ice universe clearly have feelings and can be made angry for a start. What actually makes them flawed is the fact that the dynamic is written by a bunch of regular people, though. Yeah. Nice fucking background music going on right now. Death. Death performs a necessary function, however little most mortals may like it. It is a lonely but important job. I wish him well. Why are you doing 20 questions with me when I already, slapped you in the face? Bandos. There is little point to speak of the dead. Bandos had his merits and his flaws, but he's gone now and no more needs to be said. The Dragonkin. I have little to say of these creatures. They are dangerous beasts, little more. You get the impression that Saradomin may be hiding something. Really? Still a diehard violation. Wooden Shields 2014. Brassica Prime. That thing calls itself a god? Laughable, truly. Brassica Prime would fuck you up, dude. Whatever that thing is, it has demonstrated no real power and has no real its followers are cabbage. The fuck are you talking about? I find it almost contemptible that we're even discussing it. Jesus. We will not discuss that drunken harlot. So there's some funny stories there, and we'll find out what this funny story is when we get to like the gathering of the gods. Would you like me to spoil it? Would you like me to spoil what happened? Marimbo, the god of the monkeys, the drunken female monkey god, has had sex with most every other god. She's fucked Saradomin, she's fucked Zamorak, she's fucked Bandos, she's fucked Armadil. She has not fucked Zeros or Saren. What's her number? She says that it's awkward being in a room full of her exes later on in this quest. And that's why this is his response. Drunken monkey, yeah. Can you talk about your history? How did you ascend? No, you have shown me little loyalty. I see no reason to explain my secrets, bitch. You tell me about Terragard. Terragard. The birthplace of humanity is a beautiful world, if not a kind one. Snow covers the lands, and the winds would chill you to the bone. Nonetheless, it was my home. We were disparate nations spread across the world. When I ascended, I decided to rectify that, to bring an end to pointless conflicts over invisible territorial lines that serve no one. I created magisters, priests and teachers who were to act as my authority where I could not. They were learned individuals whom I would personally instruct on what lessons to teach others. The literal ape, yeah. And this guy's literally blue. I created 12 in total, each tasked with governing a different part of the world, and each given a mandate to improve humanity in line with my teachings. With the magisters in place, my people prospered and entered a glorious age of enlightenment. Confident that my world was in safe hands, I turned my attention to other worlds in greater need of my assistance. Do you often return to Terragard? I have not yet had the opportunity. Other worlds have greater need of my attention. Yeah, so you abandoned them. Tell me about your family. What family I had are long since dead. They are part of the life of the man I was before, not the god I am now. I have moved on from that life and embraced a greater responsibility. And tell me about New Domina. It's a beautiful world filled with noble creatures. The transition from day to night takes almost a year as you know it. So each night the Icene move from one island to the next. The migrations are such a sight to behold. Flocks of Icene abandon one home and fly across the oceans to settle once more in the structures that have lain empty for the entire winter. Now I have to imagine Saradomin as a little blue dick fucking a literal giant ape in the drunken night of debauchery and sin. No, he's a little dick. You can tell by his big throne that's clearly compensating for something. Are there any other races? There are other creatures, certainly. Sky pouncers roam the plains, and there are visitors from other worlds from time to time, but natives, no. It doesn't say the words no longer, but they hang in the air, spoken but unsaid. Alright, what if I just say nothing? Oh, okay. Goodbye. Alright, peace, bitch. He can, grow in size. Alright, we're stopping that conversation. Alright, next we go to Armadil. Still a pretty big dick, Cody. Lenny face. What the? I'm sorry, you think you can take it? Are you a dick master now? What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Sup, Armadillo? Greeting. I like that his name is Blue, which implies that he's part of the fucking... He's part of the scenery, and he's not actually a person. What is this? An invite to Slisuke's game. He wants you to have it. Thank you, Ridaku. Won't you stay and talk a while? I fear we've not spoken much with one another. You must have questions. What are your plans for Slisuke's game? Forgive me, but why do you ask? Our past is not exactly one of cooperation. I'm curious. I want to know whether to support you or not. Very well, I can appreciate the position you're in, so allow me to attempt my sales pitch. Alright, if there's one thing I'll give Armadillo, he's more of a person than anybody else. I mean, like, his sales pitch. What other god is gonna say that? I'll admit that. I want the stone, but I do not want it for myself. I want to seal it away, hidden from the world. I want it guarded and protected so that no one may ever call on it again. If I could, I would destroy it, completely. The power of the stone is too dangerous for any one individual to possess, and for anyone to use its power would just be to summon the wrath of the Dragonkin. Better for everyone that it's locked away forever. Yeah, he's a solid character, but Jagex really pushes him way too hard. The reason why I'm replaying this game with a canon replay is because it defaulted me to Armadillo, because the fucking quest was hella glitched. To that end, I want to win. I will play Slisuke's game, and I will not be dissuaded from the goal. I will take the stone so that no one else will ever need to again. Can I ask you about Saradomin? It was a time where I considered Saradomin an ally. On the face of it, we share many ideals. A desire for justice and a world of order, fighting against the chaos. Of course, our definitions of that became quite different. Where I sought freedom for all, Saradomin sought to control. I genuinely believe he seeks it because he thinks it is best for everyone, rather than simply out of a lust for power. I think he's a good man, just perhaps a little too distant from the people he seeks to govern. No one man should have all that power. Something, something, Austin Powers. Yeah, pretty much, Ash. Saren. I have had very little interaction with Saren, and she seems to genuinely care for her people, but I fear her tenderness doesn't extend far beyond Tirannwn. If her affections were less species-specific, then I believe she could be a positive force in the world. Zamorak. I can never forgive Zamorak for his actions at 4 and 3. He was cornered, yes, but there was no need for such soulless destruction. On that day I lost so many people, my friends, because he wanted one last chance to hurt people. Justice is needed, but I must take care not to confuse justice with vengeance, a fine line that is never easy to walk. Zeros. I'm not sure what to say about Zeros. He is enigmatic. He is clearly playing some sort of game, but his motivations, his end goals, they are shrouded and secretive. He wants to become an Elder God. He could potentially be Gielinnor's greatest savior, but he could also be its end. I just don't know. I'm not going to tell him about the Aviancy. That's the thing, and I don't know why they're doing this. Virago. He is a noble creature, a guardian of Gielinnor's anima. I respect him. Icthalarin. It cannot be easy being the guardian of the underworld, shepherding people from one life to the next. I imagine it's lonely. I can understand loneliness. He is a brave and noble god who takes his duty seriously, and I respect that. Death. It's a thankless job, but he does it well. I imagine it must be difficult knowing that no one ever really wants to see you. I have few kind words to say about Slisuke, save that he may have achieved the impossible. Because of him, all the gods are united, even if it is in competition. We are all talking rather than making war. If only he could have done it without mass murder. Bandos. Yes, the big high war god. I suppose you want to know if I feel regret for killing him? The answer is no, I do not feel regret. I feel guilt, yes, but not regret. Bandos is a warmonger who wanted nothing but constant bloodshed. He would have seen this world ripped apart and everyone murdered. I had to stop that, and I knew he would not listen to reason because he would see diplomacy as weakness. So I did what had to be done for the greater good of Gielinor. Even though I find an act reprehensible, there was no alternative. But Bandos does enjoy diplomacy because he's a strategist. He may be the god of war, but diplomacy's part of war. You just didn't give a shit, Armadil. The Dragon King. I fear I know far less about these creatures than you. I know they're dangerous and powerful. I know they are tied to the stone with some strange binding. But beyond that, I know only rumor and legend, likely less than you. The reason I'm going through all this, by the way, is because I never did this on my first playthrough, so I missed a lot of dialogue. They took Saradomin and made him this massive fucking hypocrite. Originally he was pious and aloof, disconnected maybe, but not cruel. Bandos is also kind of a weird example as a god of war, because, like, Brassica Prime. It's hard to form any meaningful opinion on an insane cabbage. Everyone disrespects Brassica. I suppose he serves as an excellent reminder that being a god isn't necessarily a guarantee of achievements past. If anything, he's a reminder that wonder and whimsy are as much a part of creation as reason. In that way, I like him. He reminds me to laugh at the world occasionally. What about Marimbo? Marimbo. My friend, let me tell you, never ever get into a drinking competition with her. The maiden of the god of getting other people to fight each other for some reason. Yeah. I have a divinely imbued constitution, and I soon found myself at a level of intoxication I've never dreamed of before. Let me tell you, a god's hangover is no kinder than a mortal's. Actually, I feel it may be significantly worse. Yeah, Marimbo has partied with every single god that is not, like, too high and mighty for anything, like Zeros or Saren. Let's go with something else. I ask you about your past. What would you like to know? How did you become a god? Armadil's eyes turn distant as though his mind has wandered somewhere else. A twinge of sadness hangs on his features, but is gone in a moment. How I became a god isn't important. We are defined by our actions, not our origins. Let us discuss other things. What was life on Abina like? Abina was not a kind world, but it was home. It's a world where resources such as water were scarce, but we solved things by working together. This background music? Yeah. The tribes would work as a single unit, each person taking responsibility for something the whole needed. I remember once I was to keep guard over Toblit nest to make sure that they were allowed to grow to full strength before we feasted. I was barely more than a chick at the time, armed with little more than a stick and the implacable urge to prove myself. I must have whacked about 100 Kazaran as they attempted to feast on the hive. It may seem a rather silly thing to have fond memories of, but at the time I felt like the mightiest of all the Eviancy warriors. A hero, defending my tribe from certain starvation. In truth, there was likely little danger of that, but it instilled in me from an early age that vital notion of duty. That we must remember that we are part of the tribe, one of the people. Perhaps one day you will get a chance to visit Abina. It may be a harsh world, but there is a beauty that I have not seen in any other worlds. Tell me about your family. Being immortal gives you a different way of thinking about families over the centuries. I've had several families over the years, and I have loved each of them equally. I have been son only once, but father and husband I have been twice. Tell me about your parents. We're talking a long, long time ago now. So long that none who carry my family name save myself still live. My father was a scholar. He gathered the history of our people and recorded them for the future. My mother, perhaps ironically, was a priestess of the old religion. She taught me and the other children the legends of the spirits that she believed forged our world. It was a simple life, but a good one. I like to think they raised me well. Tell me about your marriages. I've been married twice so far. Hazma Day was my first marriage. He was a proud and noble warrior, one of the generals in my first guardians. Yeah, that's right. We lived a long, happy life together, but age catches up to us all in the end, and he died peacefully in his sleep. Should we all be so lucky? I'm sorry. Please don't be. It's easy to feel this loss as the curse of immortality, but I prefer to remember that I got to be with him his whole lifetime. I have decades of memories, both good and bad, that will always be with me. I am blessed by this, not cursed. My second marriage was to Obisuth, a simple farmer. Obi taught me to appreciate the simpler things, helped ground me. I lived as a god for so long it was reassuring to remember what a hard day's work is like. But Obi was taken from me, not by age or disease, but by the final retribution of a defeated god. That is why I can never forgive Zamorak for his actions. I adopted Roth and Tepras during my first marriage. Both had been tragically orphaned by the harsh trials of Abina and left without a tribe to care for them. Roth was a scholar to me. She was fascinated by stories and history, and each day she would come home to me with new tales to tell and new things she'd discovered. I came to visit her on her deathbed, and surrounded by her grandchildren, she promised me that death was but another story to discover. The nature of divinity means that I will sadly never get to hear it. Tepras. Now there was a troublemaker. Tepras delighted in practical jokes. He would set up assorted pranks that would be the sufferance of all the tribes. Oh, so it's this guy. Once he set up an elaborate contraption to make it appear as though my temple was haunted. I spent most of an afternoon calming some of my more delicate followers. He grew up to be quite the skilled tribe leader, much to all of our surprise. His pranks were born out of a strong sense of empathy, which he was able to use to lead the tribe through trialing times. My time as a father had been a blessed one, and I wouldn't change it. That is why you will ultimately fail. Probably, yeah. Unless Jagex decides to suck him off a bit more, because this guy is the perfect can never do any wrong dude. I'd like to ask about something else. What did you do after the God Wars? I wandered. Understand, I thought my people lost and I blamed myself. Guthix had banished all of us. As a result, I could not return to my people on Gielinor. Perhaps if I had. But I do not blame Guthix. I understand how much destruction we caused, and I was not innocent in this. So I walked amongst the stars and crossed between worlds. Creation is vast and filled with wonder, almost enough to make me forget the pain. This is story time with your doc. You should totally stream books. Jagex, get your mouth off of that bird pee-pee. Bird pay-pay. I found a world made of pure crystal, a diamond that glistened in the starlight. Beautiful, truly. You cannot begin to imagine. It was so empty, so silent. I sat amongst the glistening peaks of the translucent mountains and my thoughts assailed me. Know that there are few foes so terrible as your own demons. My guilt, my regrets, every wrong I had ever caused, they struck me from between valleys of pure starlight. It took me far too long to really face them, to admit the wrongs I had done and ultimately to promise to learn from them. But this I did. I will no longer let myself make the same mistakes I did in the past. I'm going to barely remember this in this state. I'm still making coffee. That's alright. This is completely replayable, infinitely. I mean, it's not canon replayable. I'm doing the only canon replay that is available. But, I can do this as many times as I like. Other worlds met other races. Some were welcoming, accepting of strangers, others not so much. On one world I encountered a feline species who spoke only in song. Beautiful, strangely inviting given what should have been an obvious animosity. Their matriarch sung the history of her people, and it was one of mystery, reverence, and wonder. Their world was dying, though, its sun growing dark, illuminating them by moonlight alone. Still they sang. Songs of joy for the time they had had, not songs for a time coming to an end. What the fuck, bitch? What was that? I offered to take them to another world, to save them, but they just smiled and shook their heads. I still think about them sometimes. Ask something else. Goodbye, I'm not siding with you later, bitch. Alright, next up is Zamorak. So we just go down. Actually, we'll go... No, 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 no! I meant to go to a Grand Exchange, I'm gay. Alright, there we go. Probably just a stray hand grenade, it happens. Alright, good. I still have the Skull of Remembrance. You love stories. Thanks for streaming this. You're welcome. I don't want to enter the portal. Go down the stairs. Ah, of course, going down the stairs from above the stairs. Makes sense. I don't want to pray, but you know what, whatever. Talk to Zamorak, an actual NPC. Ah, the Betrayer returns, ready to serve Sliske further in his final game, are we? I have something for you. Ah, so you're Sliske's errand boy, I see. No one's servant. Good. Never let anyone think differently. What are your plans for Sliske's game? You betray me in favor of the madman orchestrating this whole affair, and you expect me to divulge my deepest secrets to you? Please note there is a line between chaos and insanity, and I fear you've crossed it. I want to know if I should support you. You should be able to make that decision without knowing my plans. You should know from my philosophy. Strength through chaos, freedom to improve yourself. If you're not swayed by my ideals, then I doubt you'll be any less enamored by my game plans. What do you think about... Alright, story time from Zamorak. I haven't completed the quest. Does that mean I'm also locked to Armadyl, or no? In fact, your original playthrough, your first playthrough, will be less glitchy than mine was, because I played it on day one, where you had glitches like getting stuck in the wall of the second maze because it would spawn you there, and you would have to personally request a JMod to come in and teleport you 2 steps to the left so you could actually play the second part of the quest. If you left the quest would automatically default you and your entire history in the entire game to supporting Armadyl. You want to side with Bandos? You can't. He's dead. He dies, so there is no option to side with him. Ah yes, Armadyl, seeker of justice and would-be unifier of the gods. If foolishness could be given a face, it would be his. The gods will never work together, not really. Each of us has our own agenda, our own ideologies, and they blend together like oil and fire. Does he really believe that Saradomin and myself could ever be anything more than mortal enemies? Of course he doesn't. Which means he will have to pick a side, and history has already shown me that he will not choose my side. So he must see me as a threat, and we both know what he does to threats. But I am not Bandos. My battles will not be fought by strength alone. There are rules to warfare, and I will win because I will not play by them, whereas Armadyl will be forced to. I love fighting a foe with a code of honor. It's like I've already won. Do you really need to ask my opinion on that hypocrite? Saradomin would see the universe as his great empire, everyone trapped in roles he has chosen for them. What he preaches to his followers is nothing more than a life of moral slavery. He would see free will crushed and removed, and his will raised above all. Yet it is I who is painted as evil. I feel sorry for his followers, I truly do. They do not see that they are forging their own chains and shackling us all. No. Those wounds are still too fresh, too raw. Even thinking about what she did, it fills me with an uncontrollable rage, and I would rather not level Edgeville in my fury. If you don't know, Saren took on the appearance of Maw way back when all these dreams of Maw were still on Freneske, and she had them all slowly commit ritualistic suicide. So, that's what he's talking about. Sliske cannot be trusted. Even Sliske doesn't trust Sliske. Yet here we all are, forced to play his little game because of the situation he has created for us. It's the perfect trap. I'll give Sliske that compliment. He's a master strategist, if a twisted one. Even his intrigues have intrigues. He's a Majar at wearing many masks. I wonder if he knows where the masks end and he begins. Uplifted any broken wills by your own powers and done nothing to help those whose powers are beneath yours. Yeah. Zeros. In many ways, Zeros is as complicit as Seren in the fate of the Majoret, and I do hate him for that, make no mistake there. But you know that I am bound to aid him in Sliske's game. I do not know how, I do not know when, but I know it will be an act that will cost me greatly. Oh, right. Zamorak used to have wings, right? But during one of the quests, I think it was Fate of the Gods 2. Yeah, it was Fate of the Gods 2. Where all the Majoret and everybody that was born of Ma was being drained very, very rapidly of all their power. So the Majoret were going to have a panic ritual, and yada yada yada. They discover that Seren was actually the Ma that taught them how to kill themselves, and then Zeros drained Zamorak of a lot of his power, and then bound him to, bound Zamorak to him using a Vernic pact, I believe. And Zamorak agreed to that because Zeros killed Ma and siphoned a bit of her power into everybody present, which broke the Majoret's curse. My only comfort is knowing that I am surely not the only one pinioned in this way. Zeros never puts all his eggs in one basket. Ixthlarin may not be the strongest of the gods, but he is not one to count out of any race. I have seen him lead armies back when we were his stern judges. I have found myself wondering of late, what if? What if we had never betrayed Ixthlarin? What if we had sided with him against Zeros? What could have been? I would never have become a god. I would never have been able to save my people, but Sliske might never have had a chance to take the stone for himself. It makes you think how one action can affect the world so greatly. On this I have based my philosophy, and it holds truer each day. Death. Death is an important function, so Death himself performs an important role. As a person, I barely know him, and I doubt the two of us are going to be having drinks together anytime soon. The Dragonkin. The Dragonkin are dangerous. Never ever forget that. However reasonable some of them may seem, history teaches us they will stop at nothing to destroy us all. My advice? Next time you find one injured, kill it. Don't hesitate. Don't listen to its pleas. Strike it down or it will end up destroying you. I know there's one in Daemonheim somewhere. My agents hear whispers. They are planning something to do with the Echo's Link, whatever that means. My agents also believe they've got their hands on one of the Elder artifacts. So whatever they're doing, it cannot be good. Oh my god, they're referencing so many quests that aren't replayable, and I would love to show you what happens! Ah! Virago. Honestly, I have little to say about Virago. I know he's a powerful beast that guards the Anima, but beyond that I have no further opinion. Brassica Prime. It's easy to dismiss Brassica Prime as a joke or as irrelevant. But just because something is strange does not mean it should be ignored. Brassica was able to convince Guthix to leave him behind when the edicts came up. Even Seren was not able to do this. He is certainly not as powerful as he claims to be, but if his boasts are to be believed, his agents are fruits and vegetables everywhere. Laugh at that for a moment, then stop and think. Are there any kings who do not have such things in their kitchens and then served at their diplomatic banquets? Even the gods discuss their plans within earshot of assorted plant matter. So what secrets must Brassica really know? If knowledge is power, he must really be a force to consider carefully. He's a fool, yes. A joke? Certainly. But what better mask is there? See, Zamorak knows what the fuck is up. Zamorak knows what is up regarding Brassica. Saradomin, Armadyl, they don't get it. Zamorak gets it. Marimbo. I'd rather not talk about her. Just, well, don't let yourself be alone with her in a room for a long period of time. See? She fucked him! She bites. She fucked him! by. Alright. Within the Tower of Voices in Prifddinas is where Saren and Zeros are. Who dat? Brassica Prime wins the God War, kills all the other gods, and Elder Gods becomes Brassica Eternal. After what you did, after what you made me do, how can I trust you? You cannot. What you did, what I made you do, it is unforgivable. We are both damned by it. But it was a necessity, the only solution to the damage you had wrought. She was our mother. No, she was our creator. I know enough of my study of mortals to see the difference between the two. If they had been your elves, would you have even hesitated? That's not fair. Little is. We both know enough to be certain that the universe does not recognize it. Regardless, I come to you not in the hope of reconciliation, for I know that's not possible. No, it really isn't. I came here in the expectation that you recognize the danger here, that we cannot stand in opposition. Local man absolutely thrilled to find out Dark God of Chaos fucked monkey. The Catalyst. It cannot fall into their hands. No. It would be catastrophic. The damage they could do, it would wake them prematurely. Perhaps they should. Perhaps this is the way of things. Gillinor's destiny. You do not believe in destiny any more than I, Saren. You know that events must be guided, orchestrated. Things happen because they are made to happen, not because the universe has decreed it. Perhaps, but we should discuss this at a more private time. We appear to have company. World Guardian, well met. If you are here, it is, I suspect, for her company. I shall leave you two alone. We shall speak again, sister. Of that you can be certain. Wait, before you go, I need to give you this. I see. Thank you, World Guardian. I will leave you two alone now. Goodbye, my love. What was that about? Zeros and I have... Well, it's a private matter. Forgive me, but I have no desire to discuss it. I imagine you must be here because of the eclipse. Sliske is gathering all of the gods for his big game, and I rank amongst them. What are your plans? Friend as you are to my people, champion, there are things at play that go beyond Sliske's little game. Danger is far greater than you have faced before. Know that I seek the stone, not to use it, not for its power, but to keep it out of the hands of those who would abuse it. Hey, same as Armadil. And I fear that all mortal life is in danger of such an act. The stone's power is seductive and subtle, as much as it is overt. In some ways it wants to be used, and it lures even the purest of hearts to claim the power it offers. Stoic and strong as you are, in both character and fortitude, I fear even you would be corrupted by it, and so I must keep every advantage I have to safeguarding the stone. Do not take this as a personal slight on your character. I trust you implicitly, champion. I just do not trust the stone. Can I ask about Ma? No, do not. You lack the experience to understand the pain I feel. For aeons she's been there, a part of me. I have known her presence throughout my entire life. Stoic. And now she is gone, at my hand. Imagine if one day all the warmth in the world were to suddenly vanish, or perhaps all the sound or the air in your lungs. Imagine that loss and the burning pain that comes with it, and perhaps then you might understand the tiniest fraction of my suffering. Yeah, they are gonna end up fucking. Forgive me. There is a time for melancholy, and it is after Sliske's game is concluded. You're a monster, Saren! No, I respect Saren. I do not wish to side with you, however. That's all of the invitations giving it. I should probably go back to Berlomia and see what happens now. Alright, but first off, should we go in this outfit? Or, should we go in... What the fuck is that? No, we're not going in that. should we go in this? With the weapon being this. What should we dress as Vile? He's a god, he's been invited. That's true. I could easily just do that. I mean, obviously we're going to have the halberd because that's his weapon. We'll go as Vile. Alright, first, go down the stairs. That was an interesting camera flip. We bank. Get rid of that. We take one more rocktail. You know what? We're going to use the only walk animation that fits Vile. Naruto! We are fighting dreamers! No, we're not doing that. Oh god, that looks ridiculous. Alright, no walk animation. Actually, we'll do slow-mo walk. Will be Baywatch. No, no walk animation. Seems like you've had a good old chinwag with the gods and made your decision. So what happens now? Now we wait for the eclipse to happen, but not here. Sasuke wants us to meet at the entrance to the heart of Gielinor. Why there? What's he planning? What better place to discuss who will get the most powerful item in the world than at the very heart of the world? Oh, Sasuke is such a poet. I'll head over to the Heart Camp shortly. You're welcome to meet me there for the eclipse. I'm sure we can think of some way to while away the time. Oh, but you didn't hear this from me, but you probably want to be well equipped for Sasuke's game. His games are a lot of fun, but sometimes he plays rough. Alright, later, bitch. Oh. Let me just come up from... how do I leave? Is it via rope? No. It's by a wooden lift. Your net crashed. Sometimes he plays rough, kitty face. Alright. Alright, Relomia. You cunt. Hello again. Are you ready for Sasuke's grand entrance? Oh, wait. 2. There. Let's get our combat ready. Just know that once we've started, there's no going back. Make sure you have everything you need with you. Just, well, you know, make sure you're ready for anything. Like, make sure you've got your best sword or staff or whatever. Sliske's games can sometimes get a little boisterous. Yes, I'm prepared. Ah, Armadale. I should have guessed you would be the most eager to arrive. I merely see no point in being fashionably late. We all want this over with as quickly as possible. Hello, Virago? Big boy. Ixthlorin, should you really be here? Don't you have duties to attend to? You must know the stone will never be yours. Do not pretend to comprehend my duties, Saradomin. Your attention only focuses inwards. I serve a greater purpose. Damn! What arrogance! You dare pretend to know my will? Gentlemen, please. There is a time and place for this argument, and neither of them are now. Hey, bitch. On second thoughts, if we're going to unleash our rage somewhere, I think the perfect target is just dropped in. Try it. It's been so long since I've had the pleasure of watching an Aviansi burn. I'll kill you! Yes, Armadale, together we can destroy him once and for all. And give Sliske exactly what he wants? He wants us to fight. He wants to turn this into the next God Wars. To destroy each other now would serve no purpose except for Sliske's amusement. Calm yourselves and be rational. Sub-Zeros. Zamorak needs to pay for his crimes. Yes, Armadale. He should pay. Strike him down now. Kill him. Vengeance could so easily be yours. Oh, fuck. Sup, Virago? Yeah, big boy dropping in. Like, I like that he came just out of the sky. Like, it's not like no, he just fell. Virago doesn't have the ability to teleport. He either jumped here or, just kind of fell here. No, enough of this baiting. Show yourself, Sliske. Let's get this over with. Oh, well, if you insist. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's so very good to see you all here. Well, actually, I had rather expected there to be fewer of you, but we make of the situation what we can. So let's give a round of special applause to those of you who actually have killed a god, as you were meant to. Armadale, a round of applause to you. You were the first to really embrace this game, and the way you decapitated Bandos, exquisite. Bravo, bravo. I didn't do it for your game, Sliske. Oh no, of course not. You murdered a god for peace, love, justice, and blah blah blah. The mighty Virago, who, on behalf of the godless, butchered the world-destroying Tuska. Good show, good show. What's going on with your head? Icky, dear, dear Icky. So delightful to see you participating. Why, the way you slaughtered that new god, simply artistic. I did not do it for your scoreboard. I did it because such an abomination could not be allowed to threaten the underworld. Oh, potatoes, potatoes, it's still dead, so that's one kill to you. A round of applause. Oh, but you, dear, dear Saren, you had the greatest kill of them all, didn't you? Matricide. You took the life of your very own mother, our mother, Ma, who dreamed us all into existence. Part of me hates you for that. Odd, isn't it? That I should care, that her death should matter in the slightest. And yet the sting is there, that slight knot in my stomach, the dull pain in my chest. I mean, bravo! You have done what so many others have failed to do. You hurt me. You can stop this madness, Sliske. Call off this game. Let this end. And ruin everyone's fun? How could I do such a thing? I made a bargain, and as we all know, one must stick to their bargains. Right, brother? Oh, sup, Char. Sup, Vindicta. Sup, Azanadra. Sup, Marimbo, who popped in without any announcement. Enough showboating, Sliske. We are all here. Get on with your charade. He laughed. I don't need to do it for him. Oh, empty lord, that's just the thing. We're not all here. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our latest contestants, the Dragonkin. Vicendithus. What madness is this? So this is your plan to attack us all with Dragonkin? Again? Come now, don't be so rude to our guests. Why, Carapac here has shown nothing but the absolute pinnacle of good manners. I can vouch for Carapac. See? World Guardian endorsed. What further proof do you need of their good intentions? See, the dragon can have every right to be here. They, after all, did kill a god, and killing a god gets you an invite to the game. This is outrageous. I will not stand for this. Stop, random white knight. Then leave. No one is forcing you to be here. If you don't want the stone, then you can just totter off home and be free of this indignity. Nope. No one? He's next to Marimbo? Yeah. I didn't think so. So let's cut this bluster right now, shall we? None of you are going to leave. I am. What need has the mighty Brassica Prime for such shiny baubles? Does not deliciousness itself flow through these very leaves? Am I not nutrition incarnate? The cabbage of 1,000 truths is like a carrot on the hook, dangling over the cooking pot. You boil yourselves alive to reach it, only to find that it is withered and tasteless, leaving only a bitter regret on your palate. Yeah, what Leafy said. All this fighting and backstabbing, there's so much more we could be doing instead. You keep your stupid stone, I'm gonna go play more amusing games. Well, okay. That was... right. Well, none of the rest of you are going anywhere, I assume, so let's discuss what's going to happen next. I thought she commented about a room full of her exes. Huh. Below you sits the aptly named Heart of Yelenor, a focus for the vast anima mundi of this remarkable planet. From its walls I've carved a great labyrinth, and at the end of the labyrinth sits the stone. Get through the labyrinth fastest? Claim the stone. So simple, even the World Guardian could do it. Speaking of which, it's time for the World Guardian to pick a side. No more sitting on the fence. Who do you want to claim the stone? You already know. Only Zeros has the will and wisdom to do what is right with the stone. We're all rooting for you, I'm sure. Do you think Brassica is fucked her too? Probably. Can a cabbage get drunk? Hell yeah. Also, Cody, I know you're going to be disappointed that apparently Vile is rooting for Zeros, but this is my canon playthrough. So, like, I can't do anything that would disrupt the playthrough just for a fucking meme. Sliske, end this madness now. The stone cannot be a prize in these games. And yet it is. The stone is mine to do with as I choose. If you're unhappy with it, you just need to claim it yourself. Well, now that the World Guardian has chosen a side, it's time to give them their prize. Behold, you thought he was lost. You thought he was gone. But here he is! Nomad, the World Guardian. That's right. After I siphoned some of your pesky soul away from you, Ridaku, I got a little something extra. A spark of what makes you special. Just enough to let Nomad here share some of your protection from godly powers. Not enough to save him from becoming my undying servant, though. And he's all yours, World Guardian. Kill him. He's powerful enough that I'll count him as a god kill for your chosen side. Will this abomination never die? Not until I'm bored of him. This is a vile perversion of nature, Sliske. This is not justice. He should face trial for his crimes, not be corrupted into this thing. Oh, silence your prattling. Ridaku, I give you this gift to sacrifice to your cause. Make it a clean kill. Or make him suffer. It's totally your call. I'll let you in on a little secret. He feels all of it. Every scratch, every bruise, and every swing of the sword. Enjoy it. My gift to you. Alright, bitch, let's go. You can't kite me, bitch. Whoop his butt? Hell yeah. Once it gets to half HP, I can start using my blade on him. fucking... Start hitting me with your staff, boy. Fucked, bitch. What? Huh? What? Just skip a cutscene. No, it didn't. Okay. Bravo, bravo. An excellent display of mindless violence, just what I like to see. And as promised, that's an extra kill for your cause, which leads us to the game proper. Each of you knows your score, and your score is your advantage in this labyrinth. The higher your score, the better your head start will be into the labyrinth, and the greater your chance of getting the stone. Oh, but don't fret if your score is shameful. There's still all to play for, and you have every other chance of surpassing the other gods. There's a big, swirly portal in the labyrinth that is your goal. The first person to get through this portal gets to deal a significant blow to a contestant of their choice. Be the first through the portal, and I will grant you the power to eject the entourage of any god. That's right, they will have to traverse the labyrinth alone. So it really is all to play for. And with that, let's let the game begin. Ready, set, go! Oh, just one more thing. Those with divine natures may be feeling a little odd right about now. I have removed your divine nature from you. I have deprived you of your power. In short, I've brought you all down to the same level. Each of you is now no more powerful than the lowliest of world guardians. It should be a novel experience for you. Yep, that's right. Slisuke just de-godded everybody. But enough of this idle chatter. There's a stone waiting to be claimed. Go get it. Northeasterly room in the northeast section. Time stands still when you're in a room, but advances when you leave through an archway. Choose your steps carefully. Alright. I did whoop his butt. Radaku, it is good to see you. I'm glad we could find each other so quickly. You seem different, Ixlern. Are you okay? No. I cannot explain it, but no. No, I am not okay. I feel as though I'm slipping away. My mind has become foggy, muddled. You smell of friend. What? I'm sorry. What's happening to me? Oh, this is wonderful. I wondered what you would be like with your divinity curbed, but this is glorious. Does no one listen to me? Honestly, it's like some people just skip over all my important announcements. I explained this earlier. I've removed some of the divine nature of every contestant, including Ixlern here. Now we get to watch each of them grapple with returning to what they were before they ascended. This is Icthlorin's struggle. Put me back! And save you from this delightful torment. Why in all creation would I do such a thing? This is delightful. My word, I really do have to spell it out, don't I? Although right now I imagine poor Icky here rather struggles with spelling. It seems mighty Icthlorin here, noble guardian of the underworld, wasn't always an erudite scholar. Though he might have been the pet of one. He was just a dumb, stupid beast. Weren't you, Icky? And now we see who he really is. Underneath the mask of godhood, this is who your underworld guardian truly is. And the longer he stays in this labyrinth, the more like his real self he'll become. I do hope you brought a leash with you, or a nice juicy bone. Bad dog. It's going to be so much fun watching you drift more and more away, Icthlorin. To see you so humbled so easily, truly my finest work. Slisky! End this! I don't think he's listening anymore. It's time I moved on. Don't leave me here alone. May I come with you? Heal. Wow, I could be an asshole. That was my name. Don't leave me in the silence where I can hear my sentience slipping away. Don't be so cruel. Okay, fine. Icthlorin will be good. Icthlorin help. Oh god. Oh god. The poor dude. He's coming with me, Ash. It's okay. Seems that Zamorak is struggling with that puzzle a bit. Come on, you can do it, Zammy. Puzzle solved. Labyrinth Rooms is now rotated. In case you're wondering what I keep clicking away to, I drew a map of this fucking place on my first playthrough because, like, on day one they said there was gonna be a replayability, so I scribbled a map. It took a lot of trial and error to make the fucking map. Enter door. faster than I was expecting them to be. Put your back into it. How about you fuck yourself, buddy? Misery loves company. Fuck is this? Get out of here. Oh wait. Alright, why are loading screens not fucking disabled? Oh, get your fucking loading screens off of here. That's good. The video keeps freezing? I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do to fix that. A World Guardian's best friend. It's the cutscene room? Let's find out. Oh, it is. Hey, bitch. Ah, World Guardian, hello. I hope I'm not too uncomfortably close. You catch me in an uncommon state of contemplation. The sudden removal of my divine powers made me question a few things. We get little chance to speak, you and I. You must have questions? How does it feel to be mortal? Humbling. For era upon era, I have been one of the fortunate few to endure unravaged by the forces of entropy. When one is likely to survive until the final move on the board, they become inclined to think several turns ahead. One is forced to focus on the big picture, the good of all, the needs of the many. If a god does not consider tomorrow, then tomorrow may belong to another, and they will rarely relinquish it without a fight, a war that could endure through centuries of spilled mortal blood. A single mortal life is but time for one action. Perhaps you will claim another piece, but the game is greater than yourself. You were at best one step on the path to victory. You shall inevitably lose what matters most to you, and you will never know, at the end of the long game, which side shall be the victor. Now I am but one pawn with the narrowest of reach. Nonetheless, I'm grateful for my fall from grace. I had forgotten the vulnerability, the brevity of a mortal life. You are plagued, moment by moment, by the inevitability of your own demise. I can literally feel my body aging, disintegrating with each passing moment. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. Millennia of borrowed time are catching up to me. If I cannot reclaim what is lost, I shall succumb to death and I shall be no more. No wonder mortals pursue their own pleasure with such reckless haste. You do not consider tomorrow, for you may not live to enjoy it. Feel to be human. Am I human? Are you so certain? Godhood changes us, Radaku. We gain power, but we lose so much more. I endured while my family, my followers, entire races succumbed to mortal death. Over time, an immortal is forced to detach themselves from mortal sensibilities or forever endure the pain of loss. At what point can I consider myself human? What is humanity? Is it kindness? Mercy? Empathy? How can I empathize when I'm no longer one of you? With all my power, I cannot give you more time, only make your lives more comfortable and structured so that you are at peace when death claims you. Why is your skin blue? Really? That's the question you find most pressing at this critical time? Your priorities astound me, World Guardian. We are conduits for the power of the Elders. We transcend what we were and we become something more. Godhood amplifies what we once were. I was hot-headed as a mortal, impassioned to help others and make the world a better place. As a god, that anger manifests as a righteous fury. It burns within me, an enduring flame of ferocious intensity. It requires constant vigilance to keep it in check. To maintain a cool demeanor is an exhausting necessity. Why is this cerulean pallor a product of my transformation? I do not know. My appearance is the least of the burdens that this great crown has weighed upon me. Goodbye. I've also decided I'm outfitting as Daku. This is a canon playthrough. I'm not Vile, so... Okay, so we hit that room, then we go... Should we hit all the stories as well? Drop some good points and kind of redeem himself a little. Canon Daku, yay! I think we're gonna go to all the stories. Do lots of stories. I love when you read dialogue. Hell yeah. This room. Huge fuck up coming on, so I'm gonna pop up before you meme my grapes. Alright, take care, Dakota. You. I'd hoped you had fallen prey to one of Sasuke's little traps. It would be a fitting end. Do you think yourself deserving of such fortune, old man? Our confrontation was all but inevitable. Ha, perhaps. But last time we had this dance, you were not so fortunate. Ah, but it's different now, isn't it, Saradomin? Do you feel it? Feel the weight of mortality on your bones. The ache as your joints grind against cartilage. The stale taste of the air as your lungs struggle to catch each breath. To feel once again the ravages of age and the inevitability of your demise? Do not mistake experience for frailty, usurper. Mortal or not, I am still your better. You don't really think you're a match for me, do you? Oh, I think I might just be. Look at you. You're actually shivering. The great mighty Saradomin, shivering before me. You think for even a moment that you frighten me? I almost pity you in your arrogant naivety. I am Saradomin. I governed worlds before you even knew what another world was. But by all means, if you're tired of your existence, test yourself against me. I am more than ready. Oh, this is a tense situation. Hey guys. Ha! You're not worth my time. No, I have more pressing concerns, and once the stone is mine again, I shall smite you from existence. Bold words, but the stone will never be yours. We'll see, usurper. We'll see. Alright, back we go. You okay there, Zamorak? Do you need a timeout? Oh god, what happened back there? What did I miss? I think Zamorak tried to square up and caught a fucking bonking. Anyone to panic, but has anyone seen where the dragon can have gotten to? So we're going for maximum story, right? So nice to see you all gathered here working against each other. How about you shut the fuck up? Oh, gotta jump. Alright, so maximum story. Alright, cutscene. Zamorak, I kill the elves. I will deal with Saren. What do we do, my lady? We stand and fight. No, we leave. I will not risk your lives. So she flees. At least we have a valuable piece of information. My lord? She values the lives of her elves over even basic dignity. I will use this information when I have the stone. What if we find her again? Try and capture some of her followers. We may be able to use them to get to her. Say nothing. I will have some measure of vengeance upon her. I understand his anger at Saren. I do. Nothing to say for once, Ridaku? Very well. We've lingered here long enough. Prepare to move on. I completely understand his fucking pissiness at her. Though I'm not going to encourage one way or another. You don't believe it, Armadillo just called you. How awful. You shouldn't stand for that. There's a great divide between understanding and condoning. Yeah. God, dude, I remember my first playthrough of this fucking maze literally over a year ago. And, holy shit. I ran back and forth between these two portals forever. It will surprise no one that Zamorak is once again losing. God, I missed that. I missed that fucking... the quips. Hello? Joe? Thank you. So tired, you can't possibly sleep anymore, you're just really fatigued? That's okay. Oh yeah, another one of these rooms. Take a left here. Honestly, you can trust me. It's a shortcut. No, it isn't, you fucking idiot. Alright, what's your solution here? Sun rises, we are happy. When the sun sets, we are sad. Remember this? Mainly from a, the reason I remember this is ridiculous. Anyone remember, it was either I think it was the Big Comfy Couch. They did a song, and the fucking song stuck with me. It's sunrise in the east, sunset in the west. It was literally just that repeated infinitely. And it's fucking drilled into my mind, so I remember. You're gonna laugh at me, but like, seriously, that's just how it is. Lied about the shortcut. You can totally trust me this time and take a right. There is no right. Besides, you're, oh, take a left here. You weren't wrong. I mean, this is the way I have to go, so... Sup, bitch. Up here. Oh, I have permanent run energy. That was nice of them. I wonder what we could have been, you know, if he didn't try and kill my entire species. Is he talking about fucking her? Did Slisky just talk about dating Saren? Wow. Okay, Sliske. That's basically your sister, but, I mean, I guess. Alright, another cutscene. Saren. Saradomin. Do you have business with me, or will we part ways here? I would speak with you privately if you will consent to it. It could be a trap, Lord. I am aware of this. My lady, are you sure you want to speak with him alone? I am sure. It seems that both our followers do not think that this encounter could end well. Encourage them to speak. I think you should speak. You're not the enemy here, Sliske is. If you cannot trust each other to speak in private, then what chance do any of us have of defeating him? Wise words, Ridaku. You do have a point. Leave us. We will not go far, Lord. What of Ridaku? This is to be a private council. They should leave too. I think I will remain. If a dispute arises, maybe I can mediate. Maybe a third party will help settle this. I will accept. Gods and incest are pretty much a requirement. I too will stand by any judgment Ridaku makes. I will. Oh, bye! They didn't leave, they just left! I want you to withdraw from the competition. What? You think I and my followers cannot make it to the end of this maze? I believe you may be able to reach the stone, which is why I ask you to withdraw. Ludicrous speeds. Go! Do you think the Stone of Jas will be yours without consequence if you win? I keep playing in my head the way they just fucking vanish. But Sliske will simply let you take it and leave. This is a trap, the edges of which are only now beginning to feel out. Something, a force beyond your imagining, has stripped all of the gods of their powers. Why do you think that is? To leave us vulnerable to some sort of attack. I'm not blind. Yes, and also strip us of any foresight or premonition of when this attack could take place. I hear your words, but I will not turn back. I am no fool, Saren. I never was. I am proud, I will grant you that. I may have taken actions that even I found distasteful in the name of a greater good. But what is my alternative? To hide in Falador and isolate myself as you did? That was a long time ago. It still happened. You offer me a devil's choice, Saren. Turn back and risk someone who does not withdraw getting the stone, or pushing on and being trapped in Sliske's web. What say you, Ridaku? Well, you asked my opinion, and it is my opinion that you should continue. I suggest you continue. As much as this is going to be dangerous, if gods begin to withdraw from the competition, it could cause Sliske to lash out. Hang on a second. And his lashing out with the stone to call on would be terrible. Besides, without making sure that some of the other gods pull out too, you might hand victory to someone worse than you. No offense. I do not agree with all of your reasoning, but I do admire your honesty. I choose to push on. The idea of Zamorak, or Zeros, claiming the stone is abhorrent to me. I thank you, though, Saren, for not trying to force the issue. It is your choice, although I fear it will not end well. Until we meet again, then. Saradomin and Saren part on good terms. Good. Let's continue! Got another puzzle to solve. Ixorin, Ixorin, heal. Stay, stay. Good dog. I'm gonna punch you right in your fucking mouth. So, Lana, have you done Endgame yet? Oh no, wait, you don't even have access to Prifddinas. You can't have done Endgame. Ooh, so this is like you spoiling the quest for yourself. I assume you don't really care though, since, you know, you're here and all. You haven't even done Underground Pass. Alright, give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that wait. We have Italian, just a full loaf of Italian style bread. Oh my god, it's so good. Just cut off a few slices of that, threw some butter on, you know? Delicious. I also have this like really awkwardly cut slice that has no butter on it, and it's even better. Okay. There we go. The Queen of Ashes. Ooh. A god we have not yet seen. Stop damaging the walls of the labyrinth. What are you even doing here? World Guardian beats all the gods and gets through the door first. I get to change the playing field. Leaving them alone and vulnerable. I'm going to save you, Ecthlorin. What? You don't even have an entourage. He's in pain. Let him leave. This is not how this works. This is your game and your rules, Sliske. Are you going to follow them, or is this all over? You're such a fun sponge. And boom, we have saved Icthlorin. Cutscene! Is it a mechanism, Tanguin? Can't be, milady. There ain't a nick in the world that can strip a god of its power. Plus, it ain't scientific. An effect like this would have to be transmitted as light or sound, and there's more walls in this place than Morven's holiday dungeons. Good old-fashioned magic. Spells borrow from one another. That's the way of magic. Bones to Peaches shares something with high alchemy. Crystallize borrows from the lunar magics. Utterly new, disconnected, like a new branch of magics. Which is exciting, of course. Think about what has happened recently. So we're going with this? Yes, there have been a couple of instances. They say the World Guardian can nullify god magic. That's from Guthix the Animus, so they say. Edicts themselves, no one knows if that was Guthix himself casting out the gods or if it was the Anima, the Sword of Edicts, the Stone of Jas. That is not an option I had considered. An Elder God in collusion with Sliske? Nothing. Nothing good can come of that. So the reason I picked Jas is because we learned that Jas is Sliske's master in previous quests. But I see in your eyes that it's true. I won't question how you know, but I trust in it. I fear that I must go against my nature. I fear that I will have to work with him to even be heard by an Elder God. Thank you for your insight, regardless, Radaku. Let's continue in this rat maze. I'm sure we will meet again. For the puzzle, we go this way. Also, how were they ahead of me if I'm the first one through the maze? One ticket, I will take them straight to the end of the labyrinth. Get searching! The golden ticket. Fuck you. Alright, what? Oh, this is another face puzzle. Or light puzzle, sorry. I'm glad they made an infinite run in here because, like, day one, that was not the case, and it sucked. Bored of helping you. You can figure this one out on your own. Happy neutral. This one has to be broken. This one has to be sad. There we go. The gods are weaker now. Just think, you could take them all out. Just imagine the loot they'd drop. That is a very enticing idea. However, I'm not going to fall for it. What does Virago look like without divine power? Is he just a rock? I imagine so. Actually, Virago doesn't have divine power. Virago is infused with anima. So he's not a god, but he's not just a rock either. Never let anyone see what you truly feel. Imagine what your followers could think if they could see you all now. I know that they'd respect Saradomin a lot more, and the reason for that is, like, the dude is ancient. His bones are fucking breaking just from existing. And he's still staring fucking Zamorak down, who by all rights is still a Majoret, and is going, yeah, I'd fucking deck you, mate. Like, Saradomin is a beast in this quest. He's a shit lord, but he's a beast. No! Not that way! Never go that way! Watch me. Bitch. God damn it. Alright, cutscene and a puzzle. Oh, another puzzle there too. Actually, that's the puzzle we're going for, right? Yeah. Alright, cutscene. Saren, it is good to meet you properly at last, though it would be better under friendlier circumstances. Yes, these games, whilst terrible, have at least provided some of us an avenue of discourse. I am pleased to meet you as well, Armadale. I know that time is of the essence, but I wondered if I could talk to you about something. Forgive me, Armadale, but I will not aid you in getting the stone. It is not something that should lay in the hands of mortal gods. I agree, actually, but you misunderstand me. I wanted to discuss something beyond this game. There are more pressing concerns. Forgive me. The champion of Prifddinas urges it. I believe it is worth the delay. Thank you. Saren, both you and I care deeply for our people. You for your elves and I for my Avianci. Both of our people have suffered greatly in our absence. I would like to propose that we find a way to remedy this. We have each relied too heavily on our own way of thinking and our own ideas, but these have not always worked out best for our people. Where are you going with this, Armadale? I would like to propose that when we leave this labyrinth, we work together to find a way to help both our people. I know about Tardiad and what has become of the people that were left behind. I'm so sorry, Saren. They suffer, but I cannot leave my people on Gielinor to save those who remain behind. I understand. I'm not judging. There's a way we can help each other. What do you know of Abina, my homeworld? I have visited only once. It is a horrible world, don't sugarcoat it. Each day countless of my people die as the islands that were their homes crash into one another, or they are swept away in the storms. What I'm saying is that my people cannot thrive as long as they stay in that world. We need another home. Do you see what I'm getting at? You would give them Tardiad? We would share it. My people are fine craftsmen, and we have many skilled healers and carers. We could help one another. You could provide them a new home, and we could help and ease the pain of the shapeshifters. Forgive me, you do not have the power to undo what's been done. I do not claim to. We have both hurt our people, and that damage will never go away. But united, perhaps we can ease that suffering some. What you ask is to give up the ancestral home of the elves and give sovereignty in part to those from another world. That home has already been abandoned, and my people do not need to share the same cities as the elves. Your elves live on the ground and in trees. My Avianci dwell on mountain tops and in the canopies. Or we can create islands that float in the sky like we did on Gielinor. It will be a struggle. It can lead to conflict. But between us, perhaps, just perhaps, we can make it work and save both our people. What say you, champion? Yeah, I like that idea. Might be a way to help both your people, and I believe Armadale sincerely wants to help your people. Your idea has merit, Armadale, but it needs more discussion that we can justify here. Come to Prifddinas after this madness. We can discuss it then. It would be my honor. Aww. Aww. They're gonna fuck. Hey, bitch. Fucking murdered. Oh, good, it's this one. Northwest aisle until it shows only an eyebrow. Okay. Southwest, northeast aisle move together. Southwest aisle till you get to the part that's right before the correct one. Rotate the northwest aisle once. Oh, shit, wait. Okay. Southwest aisle. Alright. That's not correct. Alright, this is gonna be rough. Reset. Okay. Bitch, what the fuck? Alright, so. Eyebrow. That's wrong, though. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, there we go. The instructions for that were complete bullshit. I had to figure that out myself. Fucking assholes. Seems we have someone hitting me up at an inopportune time. Musical notes based on what your followers will say when you lose. Ah! Shameless self-plug. Hell yeah. Okay, so we have another cutscene coming up. On jump. Let's go. Rodaku, come. Talk to me. Did you know that I haven't molted in millennia? Not a tail feather has fallen from me since I became a god. With this brief interruption of my godhood, it has got me molting again. The feathers are falling away from my body. I can feel the flesh underneath. And you know what? It feels right like I'm an Aviansi again. Whatever power causes this, I would give a clutch of feathers to replicate it myself. Imagine, sharing the company of the Aviansi as an equal. Forgive me, it's exhilarating to lose one's power. That's it? That's all. Okay. Good talk. Great fucking talk, man. Thanks, Armadillo. What's going up? What's going on, Sir Bondi? I assume that's who just tuned in. But not logged in, so he can't type anything. I've been in this maze for 2.5 hours. God damn, dude. Left their altar switched on. Please report to reception. Ha ha ha. It's a joke. XD. So we're getting close to the finale here. Didn't realize we stepped in the fucking bounce house. What the fuck? Endless of these rooms. We have something different, perhaps? Really well, Ridaku. Honestly, I'm not being condescendingly sarcastic at all. I'm gonna beat your fucking face in. God, it's gonna feel so good to kick the shit out of you. Alright, cutscene. Why hesitate, little budgie? I have no argument with you. Nor we with you. Why would we fight with Great Armadyl of the Staff of Armadyl? Great Armadyl, beheader of Bandos. Great Armadyl, stone coveter. Look, I'm not interested in the stone, not personally. I want to lock it away, far from any gods. I'm here to end this. And I could help all of you. I may be powerless here, but away from this game, I would free you. I would try to free you. You would do that for us? You would set us free. We wouldn't feel this rage, this strength in pain. It would be gone. Yes, all of it. I would dedicate myself to returning you to your noble roots. Foolish pigeon. It would be easier to rip out your stupidity than rip out the stone's curse. Stop! You stand here with the gift of the Elder Gods removed from you and claim to save us? We will save you, Birdman. You will see. The Dactyl are here to save everyone. Are you alright? The pride's a little singed, but I will live. But forgive me for not going the way they left. Goodbye, Ridaku. Alright, peace, bitch. Okay, so which way do we gotta go now? All the way up. Okay, gotcha. We have an optional cutscene and then a bunch of fucking puzzles. perfect setting for it. Oh, hello Virago, how are you? Armadillo. Virago, I do not wish to fight you. Rather, I feel our goals may align. I believe that we may be able to help one another if you will permit it. I do not need your help, nor would I accept it. I do not trust your methods. My methods? I do not understand what your concern might be. I would consider my goals noble, and my past a reflection of that. Your contest with Bandos was an affront to the anima, one I should never have allowed to continue. The damage you caused was my failing. My only intention here is to prevent any further wounding. I am deeply sorry, Virago. You are right. A victory can be unmade by a single consequence. The war against Bandos wounded more than just soldiers, and it was because of desperation. I have felt the effects of that desperation before, and I had hoped never to relive it. I never realized that I already had. I was blinded to it by my arrogance. How was this big boy navigating the maze? He's jumping. I hope your dedication. I respect your dedication to your duty, Virago. I truly hope that some may think of me in a similar light. More so, I hope that with time I would be worthy of them doing so. The damage is done, Armadillo. I do not care for your words or morals, only your actions. You need not fear me now, but I will not allow you to endanger the anima again. I assure you I would have no intention of doing so. I do not wish any undue pain on another. I am the everlasting, the enduring. The anima is not, so I cannot allow these mistakes. I make no alliances or enemies. I will do only what must be done. That is all we can do. I wish that no further action I ever have to make should pose such a risk. I'm sorry, Virago. I am leaving Armadillo. Later, bitch. Alright, so I have to go back now and then follow those to the fucking... Holy fucking shit. We've got like 3 to 4 more puzzles to do. Alright. Go back! This is not the way! Shut up, Knuckles. Huh? Okay. I was confused there for a moment. yay, another face puzzle. Light puzzle, whatever you want to call them. Another stand on the floor to your right, Radalka. That was one of the early test subjects. Oh, charming. Alright. Get fucked, bitch. Later. A raw cave fish. Nice. You and I are beautifully broken, the others resent our superiority. Here, let me go for the other puzzle. I have a feeling, Lana, that if you ever get to the point where you have to do this quest, you are going to be very impatient with it. Smashing stuff, Carapac. It's making a terrible mess, and you're really far behind. Oh god, this is the fucking one where I have to stay in the light and it keeps fucking moving. There we go. God, I hate that fucking puzzle. Let's get back on track. And hit that next cutscene. I get to do an announcement! Yay! Sasuke is super cool and awesome! Woo! Okay, I love Relomia. Relomia is so pure. I love her. Alright, cutscene. Murderer! How dare you show your face here? You dare slander me with that title, Godslayer? You who decapitated Bandos and encouraged a war across all of Gielinor to do so? That was different. You murdered almost an entire species, your attack on 4 and 3. Ha! You speak as though I had a choice. You and Saradomin stood beside one another, ready to pronounce my death sentence. I only did what I did as a last resort. We could have been reasoned with. We could have listened. We could have accepted a graceful surrender. You, perhaps. You still cling to that morality of mortals, perhaps trying to convince yourself you are one, but not him. Not Saradomin. He had my death sentence pronounced from the moment our war began. He cannot stand that my message is as powerful as his. That freedom can be just as powerful as his mindless dogma. That does not excuse what you did. To save your life, you took thousands of lives. You nearly destroyed my entire race. Bah, there were others. You had an entire world of them. There were precious few that remained behind on Nabina. The rest were here, on Gielinor, for your war. Your war. I am not the only participant of the God Wars. It was you who brought so many of your race here as warriors to fight. Do not blame me for their deaths. It was war, and in war people die. If you were not prepared for that, you should not have endangered your people. What did you expect? Did you expect to roll over my forces without a single casualty? No, of course not. Then you were prepared. Prepared to sacrifice every Evianza you brought to Gielinor, and you did sacrifice them. You won, and you paid the price for that victory. That does not excuse what you did. No, and I would never pretend that it did. I wear my cruelties with pride. I have done things that some would consider reprehensible, but I have done them for their greater good. I have made mistakes. I have seen those that I care about die, but I have owned those mistakes. It is time you did too. You are not angry at me. Oh, I assure you that I am. Fine! You are not only angry at me, you just won't admit who you are really angry with, who you really blame for all their deaths. Oh? And who am I really angry at? Yourself. You brought them to this world, you armed them with swords and spears and sent them out to face my forces. You asked each and every one of them to die for you. You're angry because they did, because in your arrogance you thought that you were untouchable and your people invulnerable. Pride can be a terribly powerful weapon, but the blade always points inwards. You might be right. I do blame myself, and rightly so. But I am never going to forgive you, Zamorak. I won't strike you down today, but I will not mourn if another does it for me. I would have it no other way. Alright, yay! Cooperation! You still not done yet? Come on, get a move on. How about fuck you? It's been 3 hours. And you're the one that made this giant bumfuck maze. So how about you eat my ass? Another face puzzle. I'm not a morning person, nor am I a morning person. Alright, now we can get back on track, and we go for the gold. We go to end. Hey Ash, you still there? Zzz. Yeah, you're gonna be zing when I knock you the fuck out. You are here. Good. Because what's coming up are some neato twists. And some fun facts, too. Okay, so I have to fill you in on a quest that happened earlier. So we go in here, we go in quests. Do not hide, done. It's where is it? Second. Kindred Spirits, that's what it's called. Right. Kindred Spirits. Okay, so in Kindred Spirits, we speak to Linza, investigate a number of disappearances. Rulomia informed me that Sliske has been kidnapped by the Dragonkin. Secret trapdoor leading to a Dragonkin prison. Unfortunately, whilst investigating a shadowy Sliske, crashed into Linza and I, leading to our capture by the Dragonkin. I awoke in a prison cell guarded by a Dragonkin. I created a strong acid from some terrible food and used it to escape the cell. When rescuing Sliske, it was revealed this is all a ruse and that the Dragonkin was just a white and elaborate Dragonkin costume. He was behind it all and that he has new plans for me. He had taken Meg, Mary Rancor, and Linza hostage and has threatened their lives if I don't play along with this twisted game. He has killed Brother Samwell to prove his point. Sliske has given the Barrows brothers their free will and personalities back, but is subjecting each of them to torturous trials. He expects me to help them complete them and to ultimately punish them. As a reward, he says he will give me the Staff of Armadyl. Hey, Cax. And Derek's torment by killing him. It seems to have resolved the problem. Ahriman had been the cause of the death of the druid Isolde that Guthan loved. When I got him to the center of the maze, he was forced to face this tragic event. Varrock, unlike his brothers, secretly worshipped Zamorak. Sliske's game had him suspended between a statue of Saradomin and Zamorak and needed me to release him from the god that had no claim over his soul. I released him from the Saradomin statue. The statue broke part of the wall, revealing a hidden room. I discovered a secret hidden area of Sliske's vault that I probably wasn't meant to see. I have done something which may affect Sliske later. Sliske used the Staff of Armadyl to drain some of my soul. I'm not sure what effect this could have. Hey! Cax, enjoy your cat ears, my dude. He then flew into a rage and vented his fury by hitting me repeatedly. Sliske whited Linza. You've spoken to Derek, who's informed me that Sliske's hold over the brothers has weakened. They say they will work with me to help defeat Sliske's evil schemes. So that's something that's important for later on. Being that Sliske's control over the Barrows brothers is much weaker than it would be. And I also completely ruined his control over the Shadow Realm. Oh my god, please. Just stop with these fucking bouncy rooms. Lana, come on. Don't make fun of me. You have cat ears too, because you followed me. Lost Soul has entered the labyrinth. Oh no, it's walked out again. Okay, thanks for the update, I guess. Here it is. Final room. This is exhausting to just spectate. How could they think this could be interpreted as fun to do for this long? Well, good news. It's over now. Oh, hey Armadillo. Looks like it's down to just the two of us for the stone. Now, this won't do at all. God versus the World Guardian. This is hardly a fair fight. I'm going to make you work for it, Armadillo. Hey, does anyone recognize this from the Lunar Quests? Rodako is going to get a head start to even this race up a bit. Now run. Come on, bitch. Tell me, what will you do with your new power, Rodako? I will give it to Zeros. Oh, of course you will. What a good little pawn you are. Sorry, did I say pawn? I meant patsy. Minion. I mean friend. Yes, what a good little friend you are. Sasuke, stop this. You know what this will lead to. What? How are you here? You should have been cast out once Rodako reached the end. You are not as powerful as you think you are, Sasuke. We are beyond your tricks. But she said... It doesn't matter. The game is over. The World Guardian has the stone. Sasuke, you know what this will do. The stone in the hand of the World Guardian, a powerful mortal with ties to all the gods, it will lead to war. The gods will see it as a threat, or they may feel they're strong enough to take it for themselves. It's rather the point, though, isn't it? But a war, Sasuke, it would wake them. You must know that the Elder Gods sleep below us, and you know what will happen if they wake. Of course I know! Why do you think I've orchestrated all of this? I want them to wake, and I want Gielinor to be torn apart in the process. Why could you possibly want that? It's madness. Because this world is the lock that holds the rest of the universe together. I've been to countless worlds, but this one is the very keystone of creation. When this world falls, finally the other worlds will wake up and take notice. They'll fall into a free fall against one another. They'll all finally stop being boring. I have lived thousands of years, and in that time I've watched everyone just repeat the same cycles again and again. It's as if all sentient life were devoid of creativity. It's so unfathomably tedious, but no one seems to have noticed it but me. They're also obsessed with their little schemes, unaware that they're locked in a rut. But when the war breaks out amongst the gods, without Gielinor, it will span across the whole of creation. Zamorak will unleash his demonic hordes who will swarm across the worlds, tearing them apart. Saradomin will be forced to return to Terragard and bring their twisted science into the conflict, changing the face of the war, quite literally in some cases. Even peaceful Armadillo will find himself forced to break his oaths and unleash terrible destruction. Again. Doesn't it sound wonderful? No more stagnation. No more tedium. will see the end to the gods and the whole universe will be changed by it. See, no, I won't let you do that, bitch. You won't let me? Don't you remember what I did to you back in my lair? Does your face forget the force of my fists as I rendered you insensate? You are nothing to me, World Guardian. You're an insect with delusions of grandeur. I've scraped you off my boot once already. Do you really think I can't do it again? I'm not above destroying you, Slisuke. You've proven yourself a danger time and time again. Now this is the spirit! This is interesting. And think of it, the whole universe is riled up as you are now. The glorious spark of indignity and rage burning in every living being as they turn on one another. So beautiful! Oh, Slisuke, my poor child. Had I known the depths of your madness, perhaps I could have saved you. Don't you get it, Zeros? There's nothing to save! Enough! The game is won. Radaku, take the stone. It is yours. I heard your promise to Slisuke, World Guardian. I will hold you to that. If you give me the stone, you will stand as one of my most trusted allies. Together we can change the world. Well, this is interesting. I must say I did not see this coming. There is much that none of you have seen. I really need better security in this place. You bicker over the stone like it's a toy or a trophy, but I know it for what it is. It is the whip that cuts our flesh. It is the collar that chokes us. It is the enslavement of my people. We will no longer be slaves! Seemingly reasonable. Except for, you know, this part. No. What? It cannot be. It can't! It's over, Slisuke. This game is over. Also, I'm down here for some reason. Over? Over? Oh yes. It's over, Radaku. For you! No, Slisuke. This won't be as before. The World Guardian does not stand alone. I stand with them. As will I. So I see. Brother and sister united against me. 3 of the most powerful beings on Gielinor stand against me? And here I was, hoping for a challenge. You know, you've been the thorn in my side for far too long. No more games, no more misdirections. Now you die. You all die! Damn, these guys really do hurt. Wow. Magic logs. Alright, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go do this real fast. There we go. No XP waste! God damn, dude. I'll just heal up real fast. There we go. Now we get another drink. Far too lenient on you. No more Mr. Nice, Slisuke. Wow, alright, instantly dead. Unstoppable. He looks very stoppable. In fact, he looks stopped right now. Arise, my army! Friends close and oh so wonderfully controlled. Barrows brothers, show the World Guardian the true meaning of the word pain. My whites, destroy the World Guardian! Oh, hey, they have Akrasay in here now. It's good to see they added him. Will have been an hour's respite from the agony I will inflict on the others. No. No? What is this? Okay, so I'm glad that Akrasay is there now, because, he didn't used to be. Jagex forgot about Akrasay on day one. How can you defy me? I've been your puppets for too long, but no more. We are nearly free. Free enough to see you destroyed. I think we're going to miss you, Ridaku. You've been such fun. But all good things come to an end. And so will you! There's Nomad. Oh, I guess I don't fight all 30 yet. Oh wait, yes I do? Oh, where's Nomad then? Where the fuck is Nomad? I can't see him. I know he's got it. There he is. Gotta kill Nomad first, then Greg, then Linza. Death makes the others stronger. I care about your healing, Linza. fucking chattering, holy shit. Just endless. This entire time, by the way, Slisuke is fighting Zeros and Saren. I just thought you'd like to be reminded of this fact. Poor Limza. All she wanted was to learn the, could I move? Thanks. All she wanted was to just learn the secrets of smithing. And she stole the secrets of dragon smithing from the Dragonkin. So she ran to Slisuke for help. And this is what happened to her. Oh, wait, she's healing. I thought that was a warning to run away. It was not. Killed all three! The job done right, do it yourself. Oh dear lord. Alright, that hurts. I wonder if I can do this, or if I have to leave and restock. I think I'll have to leave and restock. Yeah, I have to leave and restock. Hold on a moment. Okay. Well, this is a good way to leave. That's fine. I'll keep that. That's good. Okay. I figured I'd be able to fucking ring out, but... that much is 0% adrenaline? Alright, if you say so. I'll believe you. Wait, hello? Oh. Move. What's your time with that for Doctor? Block the bleed. Oh god, get me off that, please. Walk after me. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Fuck down there, bitch. Just fucking dunked his ass. Damn. What is between us? Gonna get fucked up, bitch. Oh. Ah! What have you done? Why can't I enter the Shadow Realm? I was one step ahead of you, Slisuke. It's time for you to face up to your actions without any of your tricks. This ends now! World Guardian Unleashed. Unlimited adrenaline or special attack, and all cooldowns are reduced by 50%. Royal fucking beatdown. Get that fucking beat down, bitch. Pick up the staff. Start fucking laying into him. Ooh. Oh, gotcha. And he's got me too. Kaboom. Goodbye, Slisuke. What's happening? Come to me. Where am I? Here. I was hoping for a more specific answer. You are here. That's not much better. Let's try a new question. Who are you? Jas. Whose arms crafted the world from clay. Oh! Jas, I am Zeros, firstborn of Ma. I come to claim my birthright. I possess the core of Ma. In her absence in your pantheon, I ask to take my place. No. I urge you, see reason. With Ma dead, your numbers are diminished. You need me to take her place. No. Why do you deny me? Look at what I've achieved. Imagine what I could achieve. I have Ma's core. I am forged from her energy. How could you deny my claim? A flame can never be a star. However bright, it burns. You are of Ma, but you are not Ma. No! I will have my birthright! No. Then tell me. Tell me why. What must I do? There is nothing. We are creation. We create life. A power beyond you. But what of the life I've created? The Neil. Nex. Shadows. Whispers. False life. To be as us. Creation from nothing. Only we have this power. I have learned enough to know there are no absolutes. If I can create life, you'll accept me as one of you. Impossible. We shall see about that. I will not be denied. Leave. Explain. Explain what, my agent? Explain its end. He endangered the world. Explain. Sliske's game would have started a war with the gods. It would have awoken the Elder Gods on Yelnor and destroyed the world. War? It's a conflict where large numbers of people kill each other for a single cause. Why? That's probably too philosophical a question for whatever this is. It is common. Depends on the world. Explain. Some races are more warlike than others. Races. Goblins, elves, humans, they're all different races. Why? Because they are? It's not really a choice or anything, it's just the way things are. You intrigue me. Mortal life is unexpected. It is dangerous. Not always. There are good qualities as well, like love and peace and hope. Meaningless. You are a question. I ask the sisters. They wake. No! They'll destroy Yelnor! Yes. No. Convince them. Show them why. Why what? Why should life continue? Know their answer. I shall judge. No further words. Prove by action. Bic. When. Fum. Agree. There must be consensus. We hear. Leave. Prove. Or be no more. Wait, you can't just kick me out like this. You're Jas, the Elder God. I have so many questions. One. One what? One question? I get one question? Yes. I'm not even sure where to begin. What are the other Elder artifacts? Tools. To shape creation. The Codex. The template. The needle. The hammer. The others are known. Leave. I still have more questions! Leave. Prove. Or be no more. Look, I'm so sorry about Sliske. I know what I did is unforgivable, but I just wanted to say thank you for freeing me. still a white? Yes, I've still joined the ranks of the undead, but now there are no strings controlling me. I'm me again, albeit a paler version than before. It's an odd sensation being undead. I expected to feel evil, or cold in some way sinister, but instead I just feel dulled, like everything is an inch away from me. But at least now I can feel, I can act, I can be me, whereas before I was nothing but Sliskay's toy. I can't go back to living amongst normal people for a while. I don't think they like living with the undead, even a free one like myself. In a weird way, I think the Barrows are still my home, and at least I can improve my fighting skills there. Besides, the brothers and I have a lot to deal with. It's not every day that you get freed from a nightmarish curse and we can work out our place in the world together. Perhaps we can be a force for good. The brothers are skilled combatants, and I can craft fine weapons. Between us, we could be a powerful military force for justice. I mean, it helps that we can't easily die. So if you want to help us improve our battle skills, we'll await you in the Barrows as we always have. Don't worry about killing us. The magic of that place won't let us rest for long. Besides, after what I put you through with Sliskay, you deserve to get a few punches in. I don't begrudge you that. Again, I'm so sorry. So very, very sorry. Later, bitch. So, you had an audience with Jas and didn't become bound to an Elder Artifact. I'd say you've done quite well. Jas wanted me to prove that life deserves to exist. She has contacted the other Elder Gods and each will now judge us. If we pass, we'll be allowed to live. If we fail, all life will be eradicated. That's quite the burden. I'm sorry, Ridaku. By what criteria will life be measured? She didn't really say. She just said we will have to prove ourselves. For what little it may be worth, I will be your ally in this. I know the value of mortal life. It is brief but beautiful, and should be protected. You have my aid when the time comes. Farewell, Ridaku. Hello, my friend. It is good to be myself again. I'm sorry that my condition made me less than helpful in that labyrinth. It's okay. It is good to hear you say that. Are you okay, Ridaku? There's something about you that is off. A shadow I can barely see. Did you hear that? I heard nothing. What did you hear? I heard... I heard... I... For some reason, you just cannot say the words. It's so much easier to lie. Why hurt your friends by making them worry? I heard... nothing. You calm yourself by the knowledge that a pleasant lie is far more enjoyable than an unpleasant truth. I imagine you must be tired after everything. I think you've earned a rest. In one day you have slain one of the greatest dangers that Gielinor has faced. You have witnessed the destruction of the most powerful artifact in creation. And, if what Saren's told us is true, you have come face to face with one of the creators of the universe itself. That you are even here at this point in time is a monument to your ever-growing legend. Sliskay's death is a cause of no small celebration to most of us. There is one person who will be hurt hard by its passing. Ralomia is a poor broken girl who has known only loneliness for most of her life, and has clung so desperately to Sliskay that she has no connection with another living being. In her small world, I believe you may be the closest thing she has to a friend. Whatever we may feel of Sliskay, Ralomia has always been an innocent. It should be something that she trusts who gives her the news of Sliskay's passing. You should speak to her now. Alright, let's go speak to Ralomia. Oh, Ridaku, you're back! Did you enjoy Sliskay's game? Was it magnificent? Did he look absolutely scrumptious? I bet he did? What does that mean? Volomia, I'm so sorry. I have some bad news for you. Sasuke, he's fine. He's in the best health. He found his jokes really funny. He's brilliant. He's... Volomia, we got into a fight. He... No, please. Please don't say it. Just don't say it. It's not true if you don't say it. You need to hear this. Romeo, I'm so sorry, but you have to hear this. Sasuke forced us into a fight. I picked up the Staff of Armadillo and we fought. I had to kill him. I'm so sorry. No. Romeo, will you be okay? Do you have anyone to talk to? Not anymore. I think you should go now. I think you should leave. I... What? What just happened? Nothing! Everything is exactly as it should be. You seem a lot happier. Are you sure you're okay? Oh, fine. Completely fine. Sasuke's dead. Very sad, but hey, it happens. Still, you finished this game, so I think you've earned a reward. Medium prismatic lamp. Agent of the Eldest cosmetic outfit in your wardrobe. Let's see what this looks like. Oh. Uh, I mean... Uh... Hmm. With the name Agent of the Eldest, I would have figured it would be a Slisuke outfit, because he was an agent of Jas, but... No Staff of Armadillo either. Damn. It's unfortunate. Let's claim this lamp. Use it on invention. 25k. Nice. Hi, Cax. Alright. I think I'm going to end the stream there. As Caxe calls me gay, projecting her own sexual fantasies onto me, I guess. I hope you enjoyed. You killed Slisku, you fucking monster. Not only did I kill Slisuke, killed him twice. Anyways, goodbye.